Hello everyone. So today we are going to study a topic from module number 5 of highway engineering. The topic is called as designing of drains. Okay, so basically you're designing the cross section and you're designing the slope. Okay, so what do you design in a cross section? You will design the depth. What will be the depth? What should be this length, the cross length, and also what should be this slope. Okay, so this is called as the longitudinal slope. So where do you basically find these drains? You find it on the roadside, okay, on the either side of the roads to drain off the rainwater. So these are also called as runoff drains, or stormwater drains. Okay, so the rainwater is drained off. So first thing you have to find out is how much water is going to come. According to that, we have to design whether the drain is going to be small or big, what should be the height of the drain, what should be the breadth, what should be the slope. Okay, so those are all the practical design we have to do. For that we need how much water is coming. So for that first we study the rainfall runoff data, but luckily for you in the exam they won't ask you the how to find out the rainfall data. Already they would have given you the rainfall data. You just have to design the depth. Okay, now coming directly to the question, it says the maximum quantity of water expected in one of the longitudinal drains in clayey soils is 0.9. So 0.9 is the quantity of water, that is the discharge of water. Then design the cross section and longitudinal. So what is it asking? Design cross section and design longitudinal slope of a trapezoidal drain. So you all know we generally use a trapezoidal drain, open channel drain, because it gives the best efficiency, less maintenance, easy to construct, and there will be very less stoppage of flow in the water. There will be very less friction. Even if the water height suddenly increases in a rectangular drain, it will suddenly increase till the top. Here it will increase only up to some height. So there are so many advantages which you would have studied in hydraulics engineering. We won't study here now. Okay, so here what is the given data? Bottom width is given. Okay, first understand what is the question. Then cross slope is given. Cross slope is 1 vertical to 1.5 horizontal. Understand this. 1 vertical to 1.5 horizontal means 1 vertical if you take, then 1.5 horizontal if you take 1 vertical. 1 vertical to 1.5 horizontal. Then allowable velocity of flow. What is this velocity of flow? It means V, velocity, speed of water. Then Manning's formula. We use the Manning's formula generally to find out V or velocity, but here already V is given, and Manning's coefficient is also roughness coefficient, which is the surface roughness coefficient, is given as 0.02. This is based on which material? Earth material, concrete material. What is this material made up of? The roughness of that is the Manning's roughness coefficient. Okay, so this is the given data. First understand the given data properly. Next step, you just write down the given data. So V is given 1.2 meter per second, B the bottom width 1 meter, then Q discharge, total discharge, or the amount of water coming inside, that is how much? 0.9. Cross slope. What is the cross slope? This is given as 1.5, 1 is to 1.5 vertical. So 1 horizontal for 1.5 vertical. Sorry, it is actually 1 vertical for 1.5 horizontal. Then Manning's coefficient formula, that is N. So next what you have to do is, first you have to find out the different elements here. So if you take the cross sectional area like this, so you have to find out the area first. Okay, area. For area, what is the formula? Area is equal to Q by V. Q is equal to AV. You know this, right? Q is equal to AV. Discharge is equal to area into velocity. Same way, A is equal to Q by V. Then after that you know the area now, total area. Now you know the breadth. Next you have to find out the depth. How do you find out this depth? First, what is the formula for area of trapezoid? You have to find out like this: top width plus bottom width, A plus B. If you take this as A plus B divided by 2 into the height. How much is the height? D. So using this formula you will get the D, because A will be known already here. Next you will find out your value of D, that is the height. So you will get this height. Next what you will get this height. Next what you will do is, okay, after finding out the depth, next what you have to do is find out the wetted perimeter. What do you mean by wetted perimeter? So there will be water here. So this amount of area that is exposed to the water, the amount of area that is touching the water, that is called as this length plus this length plus this length. This length, this length and this length together is called as the perimeter. For that we have to know this, we have to know this. Okay, we already know this is 1 meter, it will be given in the question. Okay, but we don't know this and this. So what we can do is, we have to divide the trapezoid into 2 triangles and 1 trapezoid. Now you know this D, now you know this. Okay, what do you need? This also you will know. This is how much. If this is D, this will be 1.5 D, because 1.5 one vertical will be given as 1.5 horizontal. It is given in the question. Okay, now you know this, using Pythagoras formula you can find out this. Now what is the length of perimeter, wetted perimeter? It will be this plus this plus this. Okay, so I'm just generally giving you the steps, and in the end what you will find out, you will use this and you will find out the hydraulic mean. Hydraulic mean is R. R is equal to A by P. A means the area, P means the perimeter. Area by perimeter, that is the hydraulic mean radius. Okay, so that is the that means basically the mean or the radius of the water flowing through this. Okay, next last step is, you have to find out the longitudinal slope. What is the longitudinal slope? It is the slope this way. So you have, this is the ground level, you have to find out the slope. So this is basically the overall steps we have to follow. Okay, coming back to the problem now. First step, note down all the given data, V, B, Q, cross slope and Manning's formula, Manning's coefficient. Then next you find out the cross sectional elements. First, what do we find out? A. What is A? A is equal to Q by V. Like I already told you, A is equal to Q by V. Q is given, V is given, therefore you get A. This you just divide, you get A. Next, you know the overall area now, but you don't know the depth. How much is the depth? The depth can be it can be this much, or the depth may be this much. Okay, you know area, but you don't know the depth. So you have to use this formula to find out area of trapezoid formula. So area of trapezoid is what? Top width plus bottom width d into the total height divided by 2. Okay, by solving that, 1.5d. How is this 1.5d? And just understand this. How is this 1.5? This is the most important thing. Okay, it is given as 1 vertical. If this is 1, how much is the horizontal? The cross slope. This is the cross slope given in the question. It says 1 vertical, 1.5 horizontal. So if this is D, how much this will be? It will be 1.5 D. Okay, that is the slope. Again I am saying 1 vertical, 1.5 horizontal. So if this is 1, this will be 1.5 D. If this is 1 D, this will be 1.5 D. And this is the slope. This slope is what? 1 vertical is to 1.5 horizontal. That's why here if you see, 1 vertical is to 1.5 horizontal. Next, so what is the area now? 1.5 plus 1 plus 1.5 plus top width plus bottom width, 1.5 plus 1 plus 1.5 plus 1 divided by 2 into total height is D. So when you solve this, you will get this kind of an equation. Use the calculator and you just directly solve. So area is equal to this value. Area is equal to this value. If you want directly, you can put the value of area here and solve it in your calculator and directly get the value of D. So D is what? This much. This is the D, that is 0.45 meter. By solving this quadratic equation, you get D is equal to 0.45 meter. Directly you can solve it in calculator. Next, so there is another small step which we won't consider anyways, this value. We are just, like I told you, we are giving a small freeboard of 0.15. This is D plus extra depth. This depth we won't use for any kind of design because the water is only expected to be here. This is just a factor of safety, we give 0.15 extra. So total depth is equal to D plus 0.15, that is a freeboard, is equal to 0.6. This value we won't use anywhere. Again, in the next step we are going to use 0.45 value only. Okay, coming to the next step. Step number 3. Just you have to find out the wetted perimeter. If you have understood the concept, then you will understand this formula easily. So it is this plus this plus this. Already I have explained you here that the wetted perimeter means this plus this plus this. This breadth we already know 1 meter. This we don't know, right? So this we don't know. So for this, what we are going to do, if this is D is how much? 0.45, and this is 0.45 into D. How much is this? So A square is equal to B square plus C square. Pythagoras theorem you can find out, and you can find out the value of this. Otherwise, directly you can use this formula, which is again derived from the Pythagoras formula only. So P is equal to square root of D square plus 1.5 D square plus into 2 times, because this is 1, this is 1. So D square, this is the vertical, D square plus 1.5 D square plus into 2 times 1, 2. So this is like this, D square 1.5 D square into 2 times. This is 1, this is 1, 2 times. Okay, into 2, because 2 times plus B is the bottom bit. So you get the value of wetted perimeter, 2.62 meters. Next step, you have to find hydraulic mean, that is R. Hydraulic mean R is equal to area by perimeter. Area you have known in the previous step, 2.62 is here. Perimeter, you get this value R. Okay. Next, using Manning's coefficient formula, which is basically used to find out. Why do we use Manning's coefficient formula? We generally use it to find out the velocity. So the formula is like this actually. V is equal to 1 by n into r to the power 2 by 3 s to the power 1 by 2. You have studied this in your 4th semester hydraulics. Okay, same formula. We have just sent the s here. So we want s because we already know v and we know n. So s is nothing but the longitudinal slope, the lengthwise slope. Okay. So this is the v, velocity, which is already given in the question, n, Manning's coefficient, r, that is found out here. Okay, hydraulic mean. Then to the power of 2 by 3. Don't forget the s is having power of 1 by 2. So when you solve this directly in the calculator, you will get this value of 0.0031. This is the slope. Okay, this for every 100 meters generally we say it as 0.0031. It can be also represented as 1 in x. So what is 1 in x? How do you do 1 in x? So you just have to do 0.0031 1 divided by 0.0031. If you just do this, you will get this value 322. So we can write it as 1 by 322. That's all. So this is a very simple problem. You just have to remember some formula, which is the important formula. Number 1, area is equal to Q by V. Number 2, area of trapezoid. So your trapezium area is top width plus bottom width divided by 2 into D. Then you have to remember the formula of wetted perimeter. All simple formulas. Then R is equal to again A by P. S is equal to finding the longitudinal slope. Thank you.